Hello from Fresno, California. I am here at the regional plumbing competition. So second day, and have my written exams here. Really fun. Just shout out to everyone that's taught me and gotten me here. The biggest things I want to kind of touch on in this video is specifically the differences from what I understand of union versus non-union work, and then probably touch on a little bit about just kind of guiding your career and making sure that we're taking advantage of the opportunities and creating opportunities at the same time in and during our apprenticeship. So the biggest thing that I know from, if you're going to join the union as a plumber here in North America, or specifically the United States, it's going to be under the United Association. And the biggest difference is our training program, what we offer as far as knowledge, know-how. 5-year apprenticeship is also something that includes schooling all the way through, that hits on different topics, many different topics about the plumbing trade. You get to touch different components about HVAC, also electrical, very basics in these fields, but getting to understand the knowledge and the science and the application of not just why we do what we do, but the reason behind the majority of what we do. From what I understand, there are some non-union contractors that do have their own educational programs. I'm not too familiar with them, but I feel like they're more individual or per company, or what it is that you have in your state. As far as the work, I'm sure it's very similar. I mean, code is code, so you can't bypass code if you're union or non-union. Regardless of those two camps, you still have to follow your state or local jurisdictions plumbing codes. Another thing that I know is our wage benefits in general is higher. I know that on the union side, we have our pension. We also have our health and welfare benefits. We also have a health savings account for any medical reasons. You can use that account, and so our fringe benefits in general is just a larger wage. Usually also what goes on the check is a little bit more. Like I said, that varies per state, again, and what area you're in. And also the side of non-union, I heard though, is you don't pay dues, which can turn out, they're usually a few $100 per month that you're paying your dues. That is something to consider. Some people would say that that's an issue. In terms of your weekly paycheck, I don't think you're going to see a difference. I know that other non-union contractors do offer 401ks. They do offer health benefits. It's not that they're not there. I know that you usually have to pay a certain amount. I mean, we're paying into our benefits as a union member, but it's not something that I have to handle. It's all taken care of. And then what I get on the check per hour is per hour. So all those behind the scenes fringe benefits and the total package, that usually varies depending on what union, but that total package probably varies between $45 to up to $75 to $80. Could be even upwards to $90 of your fringe benefits. So total hourly probably is between the neighborhood of, as a journeyman, between 35 and I think upwards up to, I've heard 60. So depending on what state, that's a usual difference. From what I understand, it's the non-union union differential is between $6 and $15. So per hour, and how that breaks out, I couldn't tell you the exact details. And again, I think it comes back down to the foundation element of education. So those are the two biggest differences, I think, in non-union. The work is the same. The tools are the same. What is provided for you on the union side from the contractors, they provide almost all power tools, all major tools. We only have to provide, I think, by our bargaining agreement, is only like 15 tools. So they're all hand tools, and they're not hard to get. Looking into it, if I could go back, I'm glad that I did choose and get accepted into the union program. Just because I feel like it's a better, from my experience, more rounded, it's a larger world, it's a larger functioning society or, academic hub, where you just have a lot, in my eyes, more resources because it's under one umbrella. Kind of taking advantage of your opportunities is, especially as an apprentice, I mean, if you see something that you can do and you ask your journeyman or your foreman, be like, let me have a shot, let me take the reins on this small layout, or put together this bathroom group, or taking those initiatives, you have to take on that responsibility, because I think if someone is showing they want to take the responsibility, they're also willing to accept their failures within that, because you might get it wrong, you might get it right. So there is that risk reward that you have to look for, those opportunities when they arise, to say, hey, let me have a shot at this, because once you do turn out, or once you are fourth or fifth year, you're kind of expected to know what it is that needs to be done. If you're given a task, or you're given a project within a job, do you know what it takes to get that done? A lot of the times, though, it could be smaller. Organizing your gang box, organizing your fittings, keeping things in a very presentable yet functional work environment is a huge thing that I expect of myself, but I also expect of apprentices I work with. And breaking down boxes, getting rid of garbage, cleaning up areas is something that, once you start doing on your own, shows others that you are taking initiative for not only the benefit of yourself, but the benefit of other people. And being a team player, those things, that showing up on time, that should be a given. Not leaving early all the time, that should be a given. Showing up, having your tools, knowing that the things you're going to need within that day are going to change. So are you prepared, and are you preparing yourself for getting that job done? And I think finding those opportunities means something in every different little situation and scenario, dependent on the job. Again, I've had to continually remind myself to be a low maintenance apprentice, to just simply go with the flow, be willing to say okay, and do it without dragging my feet, without giving lip, without giving an attitude. And that's what I feel like is more of an asset. Like, asking yourself, what is it that you find to be an asset? How can you help your foreman and your journeyman become a larger entity in regards to what needs to be done? That anticipatory mindset of two are functioning in rhythm and building off each other, and like not just the journeyman giving orders, but like knowing what's next, getting things prepared. I think that's just figuring out what that looks like for you and your personality and your needs as a team is up to you. And so taking a step back and asking, what is it that I can expand my knowledge and get into the code book? I mean, start getting into the code. I bought it my first year. I'm not saying you have to, and I read through the code book, but it doesn't mean I'm going to know anything. But at least I'm starting to get familiar with the language, starting to get familiar with what is necessary and required by state to do my job. So get into the code, get the commentary, get those things that are really gonna be endless. I mean, the code is something that's always gonna be your foundation. So long-winded, but good luck, Godspeed, and go get it, man. Or woman, just get it.